Hello, everybody. You know what? I need to make sure input. Yes. All right. So, my people, how is everybody doing? I didn't even put on my lights. Let me tell you something. Okay. So, before, when I used to do a live stream, I used to be like so uh prepared. I actually would pull my desk away from the wall and set like a camera up behind it and just all the things. And I'd just be like, all worried and whatever. And here I was just now, I was like, I was busy like watching a video on my phone as I'm like cleaning my kitchen. I made myself a s'mores latte from David's Tea. Oh my gosh. And normally it's funny because it's s'mores, like everybody thinks s'mores, they think summer. I This tea, it smells like fall, and it is cloudy out today, you guys, and I am just feeling the fall vibes, and it's just feeling so cozy. So I have a couple of things I want to talk to you about today. Hello. Tell me where you're from, what you're drinking. So some of the things I want to talk to you about today. Number one, of course, we're going to talk about the closet decluttering tip I have for you, and then I've got some questions that people have submitted, and you are welcome to submit your own questions too. Another thing I want to talk about is on my new channel that I started. Well, it's a bit of a long story, but that I have been focusing on lately. I was thinking of a name and people had suggested multiple things. So I want to talk to you guys about that. And I want to answer your questions. I'm just so excited. I have missed you guys. Woo! So let's see who's here. What are you drinking? Kelsey's here. She is just from across the water. Lovely Kelsey. Um, Chris is here. Hi, Chris. Paula, hello. Pretty decent today. Yeah, so it must be sunny over there. It's cloudy over here, Kelsey. Although I do see some blue sky, so that's okay. Hello, Laura Moore. Hello. And Lisa, you may convert me to a tea drinker one of these days. Well, you know what? So I uh I remember, let me tell you a little story about tea and me. Now, my mom would make tea when I was a kid, and I was like, yeah, like tea's is good, whatever. And then I married a Scottish Canadian. Um so he grew up, his mom like direct immigrant from Scotland, and he grew up like drinking a lot of tea, and I started drinking a lot of tea. And I've been married to him for 20 years. This year, our anniversary is coming up. In fact, our first date was 20 years ago, July 17th. And then we got married 3 months later. So that's a fun story. I'll tell you another time. But anyway, so yeah, then I started drinking a lot of tea. And then I remember when I went to nursing school, like I was only on like probably like 4 cups of tea before I started nursing school, and I wouldn't even bother drinking it there. And then I started bringing it, and now I'm just like obsessed with tea now. And then somebody once was saying, she said that she had expensive coffee taste, but cheap tea taste. And I was like, that's weird. What do you mean by that? Can tea be expensive? And she was like, oh yeah. And I'm like, really? And then I realized that tea can be expensive because there's this David's Tea, which is a Canadian company. I don't know. No, it is in the States because I know like people, you guys have bought from them before. And like Starbucks, they had their version for a while there. And I remember finally going into David's Tea and like smelling different teas and was like, ooh, so some teas, like this s'mores tea, isn't very tea like. It's delicious. Like it even has like, I don't know if you can see, it has little marshmallows. Come on, marshmallows. They're like not in the right spot. It's got little marshmallows floating in it anyway. It's so good. Like this, it's got to be like cinnamon. It just is like fall. And you guys, I try so hard not to let the fall vibes take over because I literally spend from like January until May being like, oh, summer. Well, April, because usually May is nice. And I'm like, oh, I need summer weather. And then it's like, it gets to the point where I'm like I'm just over the 30+ degree weather. So that's my quick. Yes, s'mores. Oh gosh, you got to try that tea. I'm pretty sure they sell it. I don't have a link with them or anything right now. I should get one because goodness knows. Although Kelsey on here, I would say what kind of tea you're drinking. She would always say Murchie's. And so then I looked at that and now I drink that. I was in Vancouver last week and I bought some again. Like I can't live without it. Oh my gosh, you guys. Good afternoon from Jersey. Woo! Dallas, Texas, water, Mexico City, Paula, hello. Hello, Kim. Strawberry shortcake tea from Murchie's. Ooh, yum. I'm pretty sure they sell to the US or that they ship to the US across the water. Yes. It's cloudy here today. Good morning from Alaska. Hello. Elise is here, overcast in Alabama. Autumn already on Vancouver. No, it's not. It's not autumn. It's just cloudy today. Mentally, I'm in autumn today, and I'm like, got to force myself to go back to summer because I love summer and I love my garden. If you were on my Instagram, I almost never post on my I post memes on my stories all the time. But I yesterday was just like outstanding looking at my corn. I was like, it's so tall. And I like kind of stood up on the bed and I was like, yeah, it's like way taller than me. I'm not very tall. I'm like 5'1.5", but it's gotta be way over 6 feet. So I just decided to do a quick garden tour. But yeah, so I love my garden. I mean, I haven't even done any harvesting. So I'm just having a fall feeling cozy day. And then I've got to like get myself back into the summer feels. Maybe I'll drink like a Diet Coke. That always does it for me. Let's see. I just always like to say hi to everybody and then we'll get to things. Mazel tov, Amanda. 20 years in October too. Oh my gosh, you're the same. Hello, Dominique from Quebec. Amanda, you miss Murchie's. Are you not able to order from there? Looking forward to coming to BC next month. Cool. I mean, right? I'm a fall person. Like I love spring and I love summer. I'm over winter. I used to love it. And now I don't. I mean, I don't hate it. I like it until basically December 26th. And then I'm over it. Hello from Portland. Okay, everybody. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. So today I want to talk all about closets because yeah, since clearly you can tell, I'm just like a little bit in the headset of fall. And I think that with fall, we often, like in the US, I know a lot of kids are going to start going back to school. My friend Mary Beth from the At What's Cost YouTube channel, she's in Georgia. Her kids go back to school. Is it next week or the week after? It's like the first full week of August, I believe. And I was talking to a client from Utah yesterday, and her kids go back in a couple weeks. So I think that a lot of people, like you, naturally just start thinking, okay, we need to start getting ready for fall, and it just naturally it's like a refresh. I feel like there's like certain refresh seasons. Spring and fall feel like those to me. So I think it's great for us today to talk about closets, because closets are just absolutely one of the biggest beasts for so many people. And I am one of those people where like I'm like, yes, like I continually, not continually, like I do buy clothes sometimes. And I recognize, especially in the summer, I have a very limited wardrobe in the summer. And I can definitely declutter a lot of summer clothes that I am no longer wearing. So I put out a call for some questions on YouTube and on Facebook, and I want to answer a couple. So first, I'm going to actually, the lovely Kelsey who is here, she asked one, and her question was, how can I keep my wardrobe reasonably minimal when my body size is constantly fluctuating? We're talking one day to the next kind of fluctuating, so I can't pack it all away for any amount of time. What are some practical storage options for out of season clothing when storage space is limited? I want to curate a more flexible mix and match wardrobe, but don't know where to start. What might I consider? Okay, so I think that one of the best things that you can do, first of all, it's just like I just said, like I realize that I am wearing very limited, like like this T-shirt. This is a Vancouver Island T-shirt. This is one of the like I think I wear like about 5 T-shirts in the summer, and in winter it's not that much different. So I think that really, if we look at, we don't need a lot of clothes. And if we're aware that, and I mean, of course, like we're all aware that we can like do laundry and we don't always want to be doing laundry. And I was chatting with my husband about this yesterday that, oh gosh, this is driving me crazy. About like doing laundry too much and whatever. So I feel like I am washing my clothes like once or twice a week, more like twice a week. And I think that if you can get to the point where you have enough clothes that last you a week and then you need to do laundry, that's great. It's like every time I go on a trip, I always make sure I've got um extra underwear and extra socks. So maybe like 10 of that, of each of those. And then how many shirts, how many sweaters do you really need? So for me, I have like, this is Lululemon hoodies. I love them. I have tried to find other hoodies and I just can't. And what drives me crazy, because the elbow will wear out. And I know why, because today I was like leaning, I was reading my Bible in the morning. I was like leaning on my elbow and I'm like, you're going to wear out your elbow. So I think that what you can do is, when your weight is fluctuating, you are going to need a few different sizes. And what you could do is just, if it's fluctuating day to day, you still don't need that many different clothes, right? You might need a little bit more because maybe you're going to stay one size. I'm assuming this is like a water retention issue. And I, at this stage of life with perimenopause, am experiencing that too. And for me, like stretchy, stretchy clothes are helpful. Um, some loose fitting clothes are helpful. But I think that really what we need is, how many shirts do you need? If you're going to, and sometimes I will wear the same T-shirt 2 days in a row, depending on the kind of day it is. Like if I'm just hanging out at home and I'm not doing a lot of like anything that's making me really sweaty, then I don't really need like, I can wear the same thing every day. And it's like Chris says, like she has a uniform. I have a uniform too. Like my uniform is basically like a hoodie. I'm gonna show- I got my hoodie, I got my T-shirt, and then like these are Lululemon Align pants. And like I get like bloated, like with, this is early in the day, so I'm not that bloated, but it will it'll grow, right? Sadly, they don't make these pants anymore. I'm really sad, but I do have 3 colors in them, which makes me happy. But anyway, yeah, do laundry twice a week for me. So I think that the number one thing to look at is, if you have like, do you need all of the clothes that you have? If you're doing laundry twice a week, there's no way you're going through all of those clothes. And a lot of the time, when we look at the clothing that we have in our closet, we're just not wearing a lot of it. And I was talking to somebody the other day, actually, was interviewing me for an article, and she was saying, like, I'm worried then that I'm going to look for something and I will have decluttered it. And my response to that is, okay, so then what? Is Are we at a stage of life where we have to have every single thing that we need? Can we just be like, yeah, oh, I decluttered that. Now I'm going to move on to the next thing. If you want, like, I mean, I remember they always said like a woman needs a little black dress. I mean, wear what color you want. I have a navy dress for weddings and stuff, right? Um, I have I don't I still am like, gosh, like there's still so much I can declutter from my wardrobe, and I'm going to film that. So I I I think that, to answer your question, I'm being so long-winded about this, Kelsey, I'm sorry. But just make sure that you have a couple of different sizes for the things that you need to wear each week. And as for, and then declutter the rest. Like if you're not wearing it, if you are truly wearing every single thing that you have in your wardrobe and your size is fluctuating, and that you truly have to. I mean, I I bet you still can declutter some stuff. And then as for storing things that are out of season, my mom, her thing is she puts things in suitcases. So if she goes away, she unloads those suitcases, puts the clothes on her bed, and oh, I'm glad you love long-winded because well, you love my husband. My gosh. I'm like, you are so verbose. I love you so much. But yeah, just put the summer stuff in there when it's winter and put the winter stuff in there when it's summer. And the rest of the time, I mean, it's just so funny. Like in Canada, like we have these seasons where I'm like, there's no way I'd be wearing a lot of like my winter clothes right now, but I still can get rid of a bunch of stuff. And I am excited about it. You know what? My sister-in-law Colette, who used to come to these all the time, but now she had to go back to work. Um, um, she was like, I don't have any comfortable clothes. So yeah, I think that it is so important to have like comfy, cozy clothes. And when you can find stuff, just snatch it up. I love it. There you go. And I bet there's more stuff. Like really be honest with yourself. And that let me see. Okay, I'm gonna tell you like my number one tip right now, and then we're going to get to more questions. And the biggest thing is that one thing I really think that people need to be so aware of is clothes need to make you feel good. I want you to be aware that certain colors probably make you not feel good. For me, I don't think I look great in black, right? I might have a black t-shirt, but usually like I'm wearing like this. I like this color. I feel like this color looks good on me. There's other, it seems like bright colors make me feel good. Some colors make me feel really washed out just because of my skin tone. There are a lot of great people who are on the internet that will give you like ideas of what colors look good on you and what don't. So that's one thing. So if you have clothes, even if you're like, I love this sweatshirt, it makes me feel good, and I don't like the color on it. Okay, fine. Like that's fine. Like you do you. But the other thing is that I think that, oh, thank you. The other thing is that a lot of things like the fit doesn't make us feel good. When I was a kid, I hated short sleeves. I don't know why. I just hated them. They didn't make me feel good. And it had nothing to do with my body. I did not like the way that they looked. I don't know. I don't mind them now, but and it was the same way with shorts. But you need to feel good in your clothes. If you don't feel good in your clothes, I suggest if you can't afford to buy new clothes, sell some clothes if you can. There's many different ways that you can sell clothes, and then buy a few that make you do feel good. Because if we can invest in a few things that make us feel good, we don't need a lot because we can wash our clothes. I hang dry a lot of my stuff. And it doesn't take me much time. Like I just have a little my mother-in-law calls it a horse, and I love it in the summer because I can just put it outside. In fact, it's on my porch right now. I can put it outside and it dries my clothes like really fast in the summer. In the winter, I like it because the heat's on. So I just put it in the bathroom where it's nice and warm, dries fast there. And my stuff lasts a long time. So for the elbows on the Lululemon, if I'm not careful, right? So you want to feel good in your clothes. Now, I think that you could probably declutter a big portion of your wardrobe and your closet if you think about that. The other thing is a lot of us, we're hanging on to things from past seasons of life. And I mean, I was really into the sort of like and tunic and leggings phase for a long time. And I'm still kind of in the leggings phase, but less so in the sort of like tunic style, like almost like the wraps. I don't really wear those much anymore. And I have a couple that I still have left to declutter. And I'm just like, what is the hesitation? Because they actually don't even make me feel good anymore. Because I don't know if I feel like it's just outdated or what, but I'm just like, I don't really need to keep these anymore. They're not making me feel great. And even sometimes when people are wanting to lose weight, and they're like, I'm going to fit into my old clothes. Yeah, there are some things where you're like, I'm going to feel great when I wear that again. And I think that's wonderful. If you're actively trying to lose weight, set that stuff aside and feel great when you wear it again. But sometimes we're like, why did I even hang on to this? Like I've lost the weight, but I don't want to wear these clothes. So I think that is just something really, really valuable. I can't help but just like fiddle with things here. Really, really valuable to remember. Yeah, me too. Shopco. Okay, I don't know what that is, but that's cool. Yeah, you have 4 seasons where you live too. And I mean, the day Target discontinues the shirts I wear will be a sad day for me. Yeah, it's so funny because I am just 100% like I said about like those pants that I wear, the Align Lululemon. Like you could look on what's it called? Poshmark? Yeah, there might be some on there. They're so comfortable. They are, I think they're kind of like I feel like they're kind of flattering, not like flattering, but they sit like high enough where I feel like it's not a bad look, um, for many, many body types. So I was really bummed when they stopped, and they are so comfortable. Like every time I put them on, I'm like, these are my airplane pants. I think that every day. I wear them like all fall, summer, and winter, basically. Or not winter as much. They're not quite warm enough for winter for me. I like to be warm. Yes, Poshmark. Thank you. Wow. Okay. So I hope that that was helpful. So basically, you need to feel good in your clothes. I think you could get rid of so much of your closet if you're like, this does not make me feel good. Like, not, and I know some people might be like, "Well, nothing makes me feel good." Okay. Then back it off a bit and say, what makes me feel terrible? Start with that, decluttering that stuff. And then you need to do some inner work so that you can feel beautiful and find some and go out and buy a few things. Save you money, and buy some things if you need to. Oh, I just love high rise. And I remember in the early 2000s when it was like a crazy low rise, like crazy low, where I was like, I met this lady at the park once and I was like, those are too low, like too low. They were exposing things. Yeah, it was not flattering for many. So the high rise, may the high rise never go out of style. And really, once you're in your 40s, who cares? Or whenever and beyond. Okay, I'm gonna have a sip of my delicious s'mores chai tea. I have not had a sip. Mm. Girlfriend, cargo pants are coming back in style. Lululemon has them. I think theirs are hideous, and I actually literally almost the only stuff I buy from, and Lululemon's expensive. I only mention it just because I like the hoodies and I like those pants. But there's got to be some places you can get them for cheaper. Okay, Christina on the YouTube community tab, she said, "How much of everything is enough? How many pairs of socks, underwear, bras, t-shirts, blouses, gym wear, pants, etc. I have a very large dressing room that was initially designed to fit all of my husband's and mine clothes, all the house textiles. Wow. Still have too much in there." Okay, here is what I would suggest. I would say for me, the most important thing to never run out of is socks and underwear. I am a socks girl through and through. I wear them 365 days of the year. And underwear, I mean, you don't want to run out of underwear. So I think I want to have like a minimum 10 of each of those. And I think I do. I definitely do for underwear. Socks, I think we're going to need to replace some socks soon. I like the what are they called? Trek socks from Costco. So socks, underwear, the essentials, right? Bras, I think having at least 2 is handy. And I think just skin tone is great. It's nice to have one that's like black or something, because if you're wearing a tank top and you can see the straps, I think it looks better than the skin tone personally. I actually have a sports bra that has orange straps that looks good under like tank top. When it comes to summer, I like to have I think that it's good to have maybe like really enough t-shirts for the week. 5 t-shirts, short sleeve for summer, uh, or 7, I suppose, depending on like what you wear, right? Um, 7 long sleeve t-shirts or whatnot for winter. It kind of depends on how you dress. Some people, they're at different stages of life where they are like, no, I need tank tops all the time. For me, I don't wear the tank tops too much, so I only have like a couple. And actually, that's one of the ththings I definitely plan on decluttering a lot of when I go through my closet shortly. And then gym wear, I think if you only need as many gym clothes as can get you from laundry day to laundry day. So for me, I have like 3 pairs of stretchy shorts and about 3 t-shirts and a couple of tank tops, and probably could get rid of more of those. So I think that you really only need enough to get you from laundry day to laundry day. And I was just looking at my food stash because I do believe in preserving food and saving food. I don't want, and I used to just a few years ago, I did a pantry decluttering challenge. And now I feel like I want to make sure that I have like 3 months ish of food just because I am in an earthquake zone. Like, and also like there are shortages of things here and there. So food is different, but as for clothes, like chances are you're not going to run out of t-shirts, right? Like if there's like something crazy that happens in the world, you're going to be okay as far as like clothing is concerned. We don't need to stockpile things the way we used to feel like we needed to. Food, sure, have a bit of a stockpile, spile, pile of food and water. But clothes, we don't need that much. It's so nice. And I know it can be really hard to let things go, but you got to keep your eye on the prize. Why are we decluttering? Because we want less stuff. And some people don't like underwear. Oh, and like some people don't wear any. Underwear is underrated. I am so like I need to have the right kind. In fact, I have a couple that I have found from Amazon that I really like. And I hate how much I rely on Amazon, but the regular stores just don't have what I need, which is probably because we shop at Amazon. Anyway, work versus home. Yes, in and out of car, in and out. And that's right. And that's the other thing is like if you're working, you need some work clothes. But my favorite thing is a capsule wardrobe. A capsule wardrobe is where you have a lot of different things that can go together. And I mentioned like I rewear my t-shirts day to day. Like the max I'll wear them is 2 days in a row, but only like if I'm not getting sweaty in them. Like when if we go on vacation, it's somewhere hot, I'm changing it every day, for sure. And I started bringing like, remember I used to do sponsorships for True Earth, like the flat laundries, like they're flat, like paper. I bring those with me now. I think they're so handy just because you can wash things and whatever and hang dry. Um, there you go. Same as me, Elisa. And I actually have a harvest right freeze dryer now. And I was like, I should freeze dry some milk. I'm just like having so much fun. I've got fruit grapes in there right now, but those are treat. They're a treat. Okay. I'm trying so hard not to like like the ADHD in me is just like capsule wardrobe. Yes. Okay. So I also am going to do a video about capsule wardrobe because it's like coming up, and then I'm going to do my closet decluttering challenge again in September, you guys. So get ready for that. It's going to be super duper fun. Woo! I cannot wait. I love it. And so I'm going to do some videos to get you all ready for that. Yeah, like I'm decluttering my wardrobe. And so what I like about the capsule wardrobe is you want, you could say everything to match. For me, that doesn't always work because like I wear a lot of navy. I don't think navy and black go together well, right? So I have sort of my goes with navy and goes with black, really, right? And the thing is, everything that goes with navy also goes with black. I just can't wear the black and the navy together. So it's fine. And then when it got like I'm not gonna wear like red with this pink, right? So you just try not to have things that clash or there's not too much. And because I wear mostly solids with like, the odd like design on my t-shirt, um, that's not a problem. But if you had a lot of patterns, you would want to make sure that a lot of those would kind of go together, which would be handy. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Thank you, Gina. Oof. Okay, yeah, so you can buy the powdered butter. Okay, I try not to shop at Amazon. Yeah, it's so true. It is just so true. Ugh, I know. Amazon, I tell you, they got us. They got us. Okay, so that is like how much of everything. Basically enough to last you for a week in each season, you know? So hopefully that is, and then of course, you're going to want to have and then of course you're going to want to have the odd thing for special occasions. I have stuff for working out in the garden, or painting, right? Like things that don't need to be super um, tidy and beautiful and presentable or whatever. Um, yeah. Okay. Next question. Do you have any tips on how to deal with clothes for special occasions? I don't need a lot of them, but at the same time, I don't want to wear the same dress for each wedding. I'm glad that we was just sort of talking about that. And I think that personally, if you go to like for me, I don't go to a lot of weddings. Like I've only been to a few. However, I think like you're going to need something for funerals, right? So anything that is sort of tasteful or dark, depending on your style, um, is great. And my friend Lindsay, the relationship coach, you guys, who I have had on here before, she wears the cutest little jumpsuit. It is just adorable. And she got it at Winners. I was like, oh, because Winners is basically, I think it's like the equivalent of TJ Maxx in the States where it's like really hard to replicate whatever. Ugh. But anyway, so I've been looking at something like that. So handy. So I think you could just have a couple, two or three, really. And even if you just had a different sweater or shawl or whatever they call them, little thing, that would be good. And the other thing I was going to say about Lindsay, let me know because I am like really trying to encourage Lindsay. She wants to, but just start a podcast slash YouTube channel. She is my relationship coach friend. She is amazing. Let me know if you think it would be great. I just love all of her advice. It's just so handy. Okay. And hand knit socks. Wow. That's very cool. I feel like I am one of those people that is so easy for me to have hobbies. My husband, I said, one day I might just woodwork in the future. And he just started laughing. He's like, it's so easy for you to start hobbies because he has ADHD, like much, much worse than me. And it's really hard for a lot of people with ADHD to have hobbies. And he's just like, oh gosh, like he's almost jealous. I'm like, yeah, I might start woodworking one day. And then I thought I might also just start crocheting or knitting. Right now I'm way too busy. But anyway. Okay, so I think that's just it. I don't think like you decide how minimalist you want to go. For me personally, I don't actually need a lot of dresses for weddings at the moment, but I would probably think 2 or 3 is probably plenty. Starting is fun, finishing is hard. I agree. Okay. And then the next question, I place all, and you guys, if you have questions for anything, like it doesn't just have to be closets, go ahead and throw them in the chat. I place all types of bags in a basket on the top shelf of my closet, but it's not working. Have to use a stepladder to get up to it and dig to grab a bag or purse or overnight bag. What other ways can I organize my bags without having to use a stepping ladder? I think that is a great question. And for me, I have seen those things where it's like and I'm sure Amazon has them, where you hang it, it's a hanger, and then you can just like clip bags on it. Like I would say hang them from the hangers, but then they would go out like this, right? So you would want to have um a lot like yeah. it wouldn't make a lot of sense. The other thing is like a lot of times we can make space of things under our bed. The other thing is if you declutter other areas of your house, maybe you can find a spot to put it as well. Also, do you need all of those bags? Would be my other question. So for me, I had some purses. Actually, that reminds me, I have some purses that I can go through. Perfect. Thank you for reminding me of that. Lovely lady who asked that question, which is so crafty, Marigold. Yeah. So, I mean, really, when we're looking at storage solutions, always start with removing things first. And quite often, we that solves a big part of the problem. And I always say to people like, storage of furniture and totes aren't the answer to a lot of things, but they can be useful. In our pantry, we had things on the ground for a long time, and then finally I was like, we should get a shelf made, because I tried to find one and I couldn't. So I just had a guy make us a shelf, and it was perfect. Like that was the solution. But removing things is also. And I love what Veronica said here. Do people really notice that I've worn the same dress? And it's so true. I mean, people aren't going to really pay attention to that. And they're also going to understand, like, maybe you don't, especially like say you were going to a wedding in the summer. Say you had 3 weddings to go in the summer. If they're not all from the same family or group of people, you can definitely rewear things. I mean, you can rewear things anyway, right? Like, what difference does it make? If it's year to year, definitely don't worry about that. Yeah. So large command hooks. Oh yes, I love large command hooks. Yes, that's really nice. And that's the thing is like a lot of people don't think about the back walls of closets and things. And Kelsey said, it doesn't help with the step bladder, right? But as far as digging goes, I use baskets or more often cardboard boxes with the flaps trimmed off to at least sort shawls and such into types, which is great. And again, like the biggest thing is like removing the stuff we can. If I'm feeling fancy, I'll cover the boxes with wrapping paper. Oh, that's a fun idea. They probably don't unless it's multiple family weddings or something. Yes, so true. I also do the command hooks for necklaces on blank wall as a display. That's lovely. I know. I like command hooks. They're very, very handy. I use them a lot when I'm hanging Christmas lights. Yeah, Chris loves command hooks too. All right, you guys. Not a lot of questions today. We're all just enjoying hanging out together. The sun is starting to come out. Well, now my s'mores tea is not making as much sense, but it is so good. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, I don't see a lot of questions. Maybe we're going to call it early. I am just so excited for the coming seasons. And one thing I do want to say, oh, I almost forgot okay. I did want your help. I really wanted your help, you guys. Okay. So my new channel. Now I'll give you a quick synopsis since we've got time. This channel was having some issues with some invalid views apparently. So that was annoying. However, and it really affected the channel for a while and the growth and the revenue and all of the things. And there were a lot, like I have been through so much this year and I truly 100% feel like a lot of that was like, to be honest, like from God. And I'm happy about that. So in the meantime, I did start another channel, which I had actually started 2 years ago for ADHD purposes. And then as a classic ADHDer, I was like, I want to change my mind. So, and I was chatting with Christine from the Frugal Fit Mom, and she was like, just stick with your main channel. So I did that. But then when all of the invalid views happened, I ended up starting this channel, my other channel, and I was talking about a lot more lifestyle stuff and perimenopause. And I was posting there a couple of weeks ago, and I was saying I need a name for it because right now that channel is called Minimalist Home Living. And I had said to people, what should I call it? Because I don't just want like minimalist home living, because that still just makes it seem like it's all about minimalism. And really, that channel is much more about like lifestyle, like perimenopause, hormones, like trying to be healthy, dealing with kids growing up, maybe the odd time like chatting about the garden and like food and whatever. And so I was like, people were saying, is somebody backing up my driveway? No, they're not. I was saying, what should I make? What should I title it? And people were saying like, use your name, this and that. And then I thought maybe, and then I was like, I kind of, and then people were saying like about tea, and I thought, yeah, that makes sense. So then today I had the idea of calling it Robyn's Cozy Life. What do you think about that? And I know I'm asking this channel about my other channel, but let me know what you think. Okay, I'm gonna look at these questions now. So, do you think Robyn's Cozy Life? Because then that kind of encompasses tea. I definitely strive for sort of hygge and comfy living all the time. Then I am talking about, does it make sense, like with the hormones and the perimenopause and all of that? Let me know what you think. Okay, now let me look. Um, I've been loving, okay, where did you get this from? The gingerbread cookie tea I got recently. Where is that from? I need to try that. How do you organize shoes? Ooh, I love that. We don't wear them in the house, so they're all by the front door. Yes, we are six, so lots of shoes, but our entry is too narrow for a shoe rack. So, a couple options. I have a sister-in-law. They don't wear any shoes in their house, like not even into the house. Like they had a like a bench that the seat opened up and all the shoes went in there. Um and I think that I don't know if I really even have a solution for that other than if it's only 6 pairs of shoes. But I assume you have other shoes as well. So one of the things you can do is you may just have to store the other type of shoes you need somewhere else, like in a closet nearby, or even just in bedrooms. I have purchased there's clear shoe boxes that you can get at Home Depot, and I bought some, and that's where I put like a couple of pumps. Although I probably should declutter those because, first of all, your feet grow a little bit. They spread out as you age, so they don't fit anymore. And I don't like pumps. So, um, but anyway, yeah. So that's a good way. And then you can stack them up, right? And you can even just sort of, like they're stack up like blocks. You can just pull one out and it just sort of fall. That's an idea for sure. Other than that, I think, like, you're definitely always going to have 6 pairs of shoes just sitting at your door, and I mean, like, that's like, in our house, that's there is a closet nearby, you may have seen in our videos, but there are usually shoes by the door for sure. I recently decluttered my side of our closet and found so many hidden things. Yes, it's like a black hole. Where did that random pillow come from? Totally, I 100% agree. We have a narrow cubby shelf inside our back door for hubby's shoes. Yes. And the other thing is, like, there are so many interesting things online that we can find for storage. I mean, like, see what Amazon has to offer. There might be some other kind of shoe rack designs. And there also are shoe racks where they kind of go in on an angle. That can also be handy. Um, But if you are trying to store things that aren't, or like that are from different seasons, I highly suggest like those plastic ones from Home Depot. Really handy if you just have some spot, like you could really just store them anywhere if it's from out of season, because that's the thing, right? Like I've got my Birkenstocks that I'm like loving and wearing constantly right now, but I'm not going to need them in 4 months, right? And yes, IKEA as well. I as well. Um, did I miss a question? Ah, life minimalism, tea and me. Ooh, I like that one. All right. And other people like Robin's Cozy Life. Yes, I was thinking about Life Minimalism Tea and Me, like something similar to that, but that's longer. I like the idea of like max 3. I like that you guys like that. Robin solves the world. That's a fun one too. It's funny because there's a channel called It's Judy's Life. Like there's a lot of people they have things like that, but I just really like the word cozy because I am just a person that strives for coziness constantly. Rubber boots, hiking boot. Yes. Okay. So rubber boots, and like I've got like some of those big, tall box boots. Those obviously don't fit in the those boxes, but really handy to have other things that can go into those boxes. And even like if you didn't, because shoes can be kind of gross, like smelly wise, like you could even just sort of like if you could reuse like cardboard shoe boxes, or you could get like those plastic ones from Home Depot, like I said, but even just put like instead of putting the actual plastic lid that comes with it on, you could put like a layer of cardboard and keep it open on the ends and just sort of stack them up that way. A basket, yeah, that's what a lot of people do. Um, Burke and socks. That's me, girl. I am all about socks and sandals. Wall space, shoe keepers that hang on the wall. Yep, absolutely. And Dawn would know. Cozy is an important thing to keep in whatever name. Thank you. Cozy and minimalist. Yeah, that's possible. A cozy existence. I like it. The cozy would get me to watch for sure. Ooh, everybody strives for cozy. That's what we want, right? And actually, I was just watching this girl on her channel, and she was talking about this book, and it's called this. Man, what's it called? What's it called? I was just looking at it. The Spell Shop. Um, and it says romantasy debut, a lush cottagecore tale full of stolen spell books, unexpected friendships. Like I'm not obviously like that's just for entertainment, right? The spell stuff, but sweet jams and even sweeter love. Like a cottagecore book? Yes. Hello. Sign me up. Ooh, that's a good one too, Jenny. Oh, now I gotta think. Robin's Cozy Living. Okay, now I gotta think between Robin's Cozy Life and Robin's Cozy Living. Oh, I don't know what decisions. Our open our door. Okay, what's that? It's moving. Our door opens between the living room and the TV console, so no entryway. Keep our shoe basket to the side near our love seat for shoes. Yeah, totally. Live in La Vida Cozy. That's funny. I like that. I like that. That's a good one too. Just enough. Yep. Love it. Okay. So we have foster kittens, and how old are they now? They're probably, oh gosh, like 12 or 13 weeks. Hi, Sophie. Okay. So Elisa, we are naming my other channel, which is currently called Minimalist Home Living. But I was thinking Robin's Cozy Life. Somebody else suggested Robin's Cozy Living. I was thinking I wanted it to be like about 3 words or less. But there have been some really good selection or suggestions here. Live in La Vida Cozy. I love that. It is 4 words, but I guess la might technically not be. But anyway, that's really fun. But yeah, so we have these kittens, and they're going to the adoption center tomorrow, and they are just like, "Meow, meow, meow." They want out of the bathroom so bad. And then Crumpet, a lot of you may know, is our cat who has a cerebellar disorder, like his brain. So he doesn't walk great. He loves the kittens though, and they love him. It is adorable. So they all want to play together. La Vida Cozy. That's a good one too. Minimalist Cozy Home. Ooh, Lisa. How are you so good at naming everything? That's a good one. Cozy Not Cramped. That's a good. You guys are so good. I like Minimalist Cozy Home because it's still, here's the thing. I'm not great at Instagram and I keep planning on doing better with it. And but my Instagram is called Minimalist Home Please because Minimalist Home was taken. But that's similar enough because I was like, if I call it Robin's yeah, we'll see. I'll think about that. But it is more about my life and less about my home. But I do like that one, Elisa. I do. My superpower. Oh, you are so good at naming things. So good. Ooh, okay. I like that. So Kelsey just brought up a really good point. Life feels to me more like you're talking just about your life, whereas living feels like you're involving the rest of us. No idea why they feel that way, but yes. Cozy minimal home. Yes. That's a good one too. Uh Robin's cozy life. Right. Then it's me. Robin's cozy living. What was it? See, now my brain is like, when words just start to sound weird in your head. Like, have you ever been like, is the word it? Is that right? IT? Is that a word? Cozy minimalist home. Oh my gosh, you guys. Cozy living with Robin. Hi, Christy. Robin's cozy nest. That's a good one too. But I do like the idea of involving everybody because here's the other thing. So I was talking to somebody the other day. I was coaching them and I was saying that when we're decluttering, it's like going on a diet where you can't stop eating or you'll die. And we're still going to buy things, not just food, but we still do buy things, right? So it's like you can go on a diet where you don't you eat like super, super healthy. And then it's like all about like the maintenance phase. Like, how do we get back to it? And this person, and I said, and it's the same with like decluttering, like you go like this decluttering, but there still has to be maintenance. And, um, mm, you guys, so good. But, my brain, I get so distracted. Anyway, so then she was like, "Yeah, like I'm struggling to lose weight too." And I was like, "Yes, like so that's the thing. Like with this channel, I am in perimenopause right now. Like I just started hormones a couple weeks ago. I just made a video about that. It's coming out tomorrow. I cannot wait for you to see it because that first week was crazy. And I was like, thinking because I am trying to do things because I want to be healthy. Like I really, really, really want to be gardening in my 90s. And I'm like, how can I make that happen? And I just thought like I love our community and I love the idea of being like, hey, like let's like try to be healthy together. So I do want it to be a not like it's about me because I'm making the videos, but it's about you guys too. So I think that you make a really good point, Kelsey, before. There has to be a term for that when words lose meaning. Wordnesia is a good one. Is that really the word? Not exactly scientific sounding. Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing. How did I catch up here? Because there's so many things. I had to step away. I missed so much. Amanda's like, what happened? Yeah, we were like talking about naming my new channel. Because it's called Minimalist Home Living right now, and I want to call it something else like Robin's Cozy Home or Robin's Cozy Living or Robin's Cozy Life or Our Cozy Home. So if he says that's really the word, or at least the word people use. Oh, that's a funny word, Nisha. I like that. Minimalist Home Cozy Living. Cozy Minimal Living. Cozy Minimalist Home. But it's not as much about like the home as much as like the life, like us living, like minimal, like this channel is about home. People are like, okay, where's this going? And the other channel is more about life. Cozy minimal living. Hmm, that actually does make a lot of sense. Love it. Love it. I don't know, but I'm gonna look that up. And there's a really good book by Dr. Peter Attia as well, and it's called Outlive. Dr. Gregor. How? There we go. Oh, I've seen those. Yes. Yeah. Because I think like and the other thing is I want to say like when I talk about like I want to be gardening in my 90s and this and that, the whole reason why I have this channel is because I feel so strongly that our environment is very, very important for our our mental health, our physical health. I'm a nurse. I want people to be healthy. And I think that our environment is so, so important. And then this other channel is about the other things. And it's not like I don't want us to all try to be perfect at everything and perfect at like trying, like pushing ourselves too far or feeling bad that we're not doing exercise or that we never did exercise or that we're just starting to, or that, oh, like eating and all of these things. Like there's so many things that we can improve on no matter what age we are. And I think that's kind of like what I want that to be about. And that's why I feel like so passionate about like people being in a tidy home, because if that's something they want, then they will feel good. That is a very interesting one, Veronica. Living cozy minimalistically. I don't even know if that's a word, but I love it. Our environment is huge, but in maintaining our health, yes. Yes. So that's just it. So like this channel, I have multiple times talked about other things and I feel like they're not quite landing and I'm happy with that. And then the other one, that's why I want to be like, okay, let's talk about hormones. Let's talk about perimenopause. Let's talk about like our kids growing up and feeling sad or feeling excited. Okay, you guys have been amazing. You've given me a lot to think about and a lot of great ideas. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, I'm going to go, let you go. You're the most wonderful people. And I wanted to say about, and actually, that's what I was getting to before. You have been so supportive. Thank you so much for everything during all of the YouTube stuff, all of the everything that has gone on. Just the love and support has been so good. And if you're not in our Facebook group, get in there. I'm trying to be more active in there. It's going to happen. But everybody else who's in there is so wonderful. So have a wonderful rest of July, and I will